August 27, 2025. Daily Bread. Passage. Acts chapter 12 verse 1 to 17. Key verse. Verse 11. Title: Peter is rescued. About that time Herod the king laid violent hands on some who belonged to the church. He killed James the brother of John with the sword. And when he saw that it pleased the Jews, he proceeded to arrest Peter also. This was during the days of unleavened bread. And when he had seized him, he put him in prison, delivering him over to 4 squads of soldiers to guard him, intending after the Passover to bring him out to the people. So Peter was kept in prison, but earnest prayer for him was made to God by the church. Now when Herod was about to bring him out, on that very night, Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains, and sentries before the door were guarding the prison. And behold, an angel of the Lord stood next to him, and a light shone in the cell. He struck Peter on the side and woke him, saying, "Get up quickly!" And the chains fell off his hands. And the angel said to him, "Dress yourself and put on your sandals." And he did so. And he said to him, "Wrap your cloak around you and follow me." And he went out and followed him. He did not know that what was being done by the angel was real, but thought he was seeing a vision. When they had passed the first and the second guard, they came to the iron gate leading into the city. It opened for them of its own accord, and they went out and went along one street, and immediately the angel left him. When Peter came to himself, he said, "Now I am sure that the Lord has sent his angel and rescued me from the hand of Herod and from all that the Jewish people were expecting." When he realized this, he went to the house of Mary, the mother of John, whose other name was Mark, where many were gathered together, and were praying. And when he knocked at the door of the gateway, a servant girl named Rhoda came to answer. Recognizing Peter's voice, in her joy she did not open the gate but ran in and reported that Peter was standing at the gate. They said to her, "You are out of your mind." But she kept insisting that it was so, and they kept saying, "It is his angel." But Peter continued knocking, and when they opened, they saw him and were amazed. But motioning to them with his hand to be silent, he described to them how the Lord had brought him out of the prison. And he said, "Tell these things to James and to the brothers." Then he departed and went to another place. Daily Bread Message. Christians in Jerusalem were persecuted by Herod. He had the Apostle James put to death. He saw that this pleased the Jews, so he arrested Peter. Everyone feared the worst. Peter was the spiritual leader and shepherd of the church, and they needed his leadership. But what could they do? They were helpless. So they prayed. Their prayers seemed but a feeble gesture in the face of the power of an evil king who was backed by the ruthless Roman Empire. Peter was sleeping, chained between 2 guards. He calmly awaited certain death the next day. God sent his angel to break the chains and open the prison door. Peter finally realized that God was rescuing him, and he walked right out of prison. God answered the prayers of the church. He went to the home of Mary, where the church had gathered to pray for him. When he knocked and called, the servant girl recognized his voice, but she was so astonished that she forgot to open the door. They finally let him in, and he told them how the Lord had rescued him. Then he went into hiding for a time. Praise God who answers prayer and rescues his people beyond our imagination. Prayer. Father, help me to pray during times of persecution and believe your power to rescue. One word. God hears our prayers and rescues his people.